small farm in East Texas. I went to the University of North Texas and graduated in '84. I've done three things with my life since that time. I was a stockbroker for Merrill Lynch for a short period of time. That did not work out well for me at that time. That's not my forte. I left the financial services business and became a police officer for the city of Carrollton and did that for 12 years, from 1989 to 2011. In 2001, I left police work and I started my own construction company. It's a small company. I've had 30 people working for me sometimes and 0 people working for me. I use most of my contacts for my jobs were done through subcontractors. I don't do solicitation work anymore for the last 5 or 6 years. I've done work for private clients that I know and my own projects. When I left police work in 2001, Michael Burgess got elected to the United States Congress. If you look at any measure that Republicans usually talk about when they get together, whether the budget, the deficit, the border, education, our children's future, the educational system with the universities and all kinds of things that they talk about, every one of those measures, I would challenge any one of you in this room to tell me that any one of the measures that you usually talk about as Republicans is better now than it was in 2001. I don't think you can do it. I certainly don't think that that's the case. Because of my training as a police officer, I was able and have been able to discern what I would call trends or threat assessments. My threat assessment for the United States of America, if you're a conservative, if you believe in the Constitution of the United States, if you believe in the rule of law, if you believe in free and fair elections, and you want those elections to occur without election interference, my assessment is we are under serious threat to maintain and expand those principles. And I cannot stand by any longer. I left police work in 2001, but I didn't leave my desire to make sure that this country is protected. And I cannot stand by any longer and watch what's happening in this country and not do something about it. And I'm a firm believer also that you should not ask people to do anything that you are not willing to do yourself. So I'm asking you, if you're not running, God bless you if you're running for office. If you're not running, I need you to get with all of your contacts, all of your friends. Let them know that if they don't come together to coalesce behind conservative Republican candidates, then we're going to be in serious trouble beyond where we are right now. I'm going to tell you a short story. I'm going to make this as quick as I can. I'm going to tell you a short story about myself. It illustrates the point. When I was 7 years old, my dad took me fishing in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He pulled me out on a pier that went about 150 yards out into the ocean. We went out on that pier about 3/4 of the way out there, and he had 2 fishing poles. And he dropped the tackle box, and he was rigging the poles, and I was standing behind him, and I was a little kid, 7 years old, and I was bored, and I couldn't see what was going on. So, because I wanted to see what was going on, I climbed up on the rail of the pier. Below me, 20 feet, is the ocean, and there's poles sticking up out of that water, jagged and broken off by hurricanes or whatever else. He gets done rigging those poles, he turns around and he sees me up on the pier, up on the pole, up on the rail, and he says, "Vince, get off the rail. Now, get off. Don't get back up there." So I got off. He cast both those poles in the water, they were banged in the water. 10 minutes later, the front end of one of those rods goes way down, and it's got something on there. I thought it was a whale. I didn't know what it was, but it was big. The line snaps. The line snaps, and he reels that back in. And he goes, "I got to rebait this hook." So he turns his back to me again, and he's over there doing what he's doing to get the bait back on the line. I'm 7 years old, I'm bored again. What do? I climb back up on the rail. Now I'm hanging over the rail, and I'm looking way out there because I'm looking for the whale that just snapped the line that ran off with our bait. I don't see it, but I'm over there I'm looking over the edge. He gets done baiting the hook. He turns back to cast that rod. He's going to throw it in there. Where does he see me? He sees me over there leaning over the rail. His expression changed completely from what it was before. He said something to me that I cannot repeat in public. And then he said, "Vince, get your ass off that rail now." And so I did. And he came over to me, and he slammed the end of that rod down on that deck, and he pointed his other finger at me, and he said to me, "Boy, you get back up on that rail again, and you end up in that water. Let me tell you something. I am not coming in there to get you. And nobody else is coming to rescue you. Do you understand me?" Ladies and gentlemen, the United States of America, because of what we have done, we have become complacent.
We have allowed people to lead us into dangerous situations. They will not stand up for the principles that I just talked about. All of the things that you guys are concerned about and that you talk about being concerned about, none of those things are being handled by the people that we elect to send to Washington, D.C. or Austin, Texas. There's only a very few people up there that are actually doing their job. We are not getting our money's worth. And I'm telling you right now, the United States of America is on the rail. And we are responsible for putting it on the rail. And I'm asking you tonight, I'm pleading with you tonight, because bad things are coming down the tracks to us. Get off the rail, folks. Get off the rail. My name is Gallo. I'm running against Michael Burgess for Congress. I would appreciate your time, your money, and your vote. Thank you very much.